right, everybody. We are back today streaming on vacation, but we are back, my friends. Pardon the low quality. Um, again, I'm at my beach house. I'm on Wi Fi. I'm using my laptop. It is what it is, right? We're just trying to be consistent. We're trying to bring you guys content while we can. I realized something while I was watching that intro. I it's not been that long, but I feel like I'm watching that guy on the intro in that little clip, and I'm like, man, that guy looks pretty good. He looks a lot younger. Oh, wait a minute, that's me only a year and a half ago. Oh, crypto, have you done me so bad that I look this old now? I'm still handsome. I'm still handsome. But in any case, guys, I do want to give you guys a humongous heads up that we do have some shout outs that we got to get out of the way. Look at Reese. Yeah, look what look what the cosmos does to me. So I really want to quickly go over it. Again, I'm not at the regular studio, so I don't have everything prepared. But I do want to give a shout outs to Kajura.network. If you guys don't know about Kajura, they're a channel sponsor of ours. We absolutely love Kajura. Thank you, Kajura, for helping us do what we do here, and that's bring honest, opinionated content to the Cosmos ecosystem and beyond about what's happening in the markets. Guys, I can't speak any more highly about Kajura. Definitely give them a look. Again, that is Kujira.network. And then we want to give two real quick shout outs to Stargaze because recently they've really stepped up to the plate and helped me facilitate an event that we're doing in Nashville. Stargaze is our main sponsor for our NFT Nashville event, or should I say Nashville NFT event. Um, and so, like, I've already been really, really bullish, and I really love NFTs and the innovations and things that are going to be coming with NFTs in the crypto landscape. So I want to give a humongous channel sponsor shout out to, even though they haven't officially sponsored this channel, I'm going to say it independently anyway. Shout outs to the Stargaze team. Thank you so much for helping us do things there. And then I also want to give a shout out to two particular validating teams that I absolutely love. One is Cosmos Spaces. If you guys want to look, or if you guys are looking for, actually, this goes for both. If you guys are looking for validators who run great infrastructure and who are giving back to the community or who are engaged with the community, humble suggestion, because there are many, but my humble suggestion is take a look at Cosmos Spaces and take a look at Crypto Dungeon. Both of them also sponsors to the event in Nashville. So again, just trying to be transparent about things, but even even if they weren't, I just want to like give a shout out to them because they do tremendous work, and I absolutely love each and every one of those individuals that are on those teams. And so, yeah, there you go. I said my piece. What's up, bees? Raccoons migrated to Stargaze. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit as well. We're going to talk. Matter of fact, if I can facilitate it, if you would like to jump on in, because I've been kind of out of the loop, admittingly. Um, if anybody wants a link or wants to step in, you don't have to show your face and wants to kind of like get me up to speed as well on some of the things that are happening. I would mind it. I would absolutely love your assistance. But yeah, shout outs to Raccoon as well. Raccoon, guys, I've been waiting for them to come on over with their raccoons to Stargaze, but we'll take a look at that. Maybe we'll buy a couple if we can here in a little bit as well. Bees, but shout outs to bees as well. Shout outs to Reese. Shout outs to the Juno network. I've got like amazing things that I can ramble on about the Juno. So everybody wants to talk to me about like Juno, this and that. Guys, far from it. I'll just go out on a limb and say it. Like, right, we have our problems, but like far from it, far from it. And shout outs to as well, not just Reese and Juno, but Bees and Gelato. Um, she works with Gelato. Yeah, hold on one second. Let me get that on over to you. Let me invite guest. Copy pasty. Copy pasty. Let me send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you in Twitter, Bees. I'm gonna send it to you in Twitter. Why'd I say it like that, by the way? It's all awkward and sus like Twitter. I'm gonna send it to you in Twitter. Like 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me send it on over. Bees. Be bands. Be bands. Be bands. Be bands. There we go. I sent it just now. Excuse me, guys. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and let's jump on into the bigger topic of today, which I'm sure everybody has had their ear fill of what's been happening. But that is BTC's ETF closer than ever, as the title says, right? Like they have now been pushed to the forefront with their grayscale. There's been many. First off, let me just say there's been a many. Um, submittals for a spot Bitcoin offering on the stock markets, and of course, Grayscale, right, coming in, and let me bring it up here. Let me bring it up here. Let me see here. Let's go to crypto news. Let's just go to crypto news. As you guys can see here, uh, Bitcoin crypto stocks jump after U.S. court paves way for ETF. Grayscale wins suit. Like, no matter how you want to phrase the headline, Grayscale obviously had probably one of the best chances to get that over the finish line or get that closer to the finish line than anybody else. But I don't want to short sell all of the other efforts that's been submitted thus far, that have been being worked on thus far. There's been many submittals for a BTC and ETH, but obviously we're talking about BTC ETF on the markets, and so like that's huge news. And as you guys have also probably seen, let me go ahead and share it with you guys now. Uh, Sorry, you're working with one screen here, which is just so much fun. Um, let me go ahead and share this with you guys now. Let's take a look at the charts. Bitcoin on today's price. Ooh, this is all messy. Is up, I believe, 5%. Yeah, 5.75%. At one point, it was up almost 8%, guys. Let's take a look at this real quickly. Let's take a look at this real quickly here. So this is the Bitcoin price today. What a massive move to the upside. Like, yeah, we've been used to these massive moves to the downside, but it takes a lot to move it to the upside. And guys, we're on the daily time frame using Market Cipher for a lot of things. Actually, we just have Market Cipher B up right now. But as you guys can see, let's actually go to the 1 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. Look at this jump. The news comes out, and we actually rallied from the low here, just give or take, to a high of right around 8.62%, give or take, right? That's massive. That is a massive move, guys. We like, wow. Um, I will say it. Don't get caught up in. Let me take this off real quick so I can kind of speak to you guys in a more personal. What's up, Chad? What's up, man? I do want to say, because you guys know I'm all about taking profits, right? The fundamentals in the, like, on a world scale are still there, right? Like regulation concerns and stuff like that, they're all still there. All this means is we are closer now, not that it's been approved or that it will be approved, but it is closer more so than ever to actually be approved. This could still play out for another, year. It literally could play out for another year until that even gets anywhere close to being on the discussion table to be pushed forward. So it could go to that, it could go to a year, and then it could even be delayed even further. I promise you, the government's really good at delaying things. Nonetheless, though, I don't want to be like a perma bear. I do want to just say to you guys, while you guys like, because I'll say this. And what's up, bees? But let me just finish my point real quick. I'll say this real quick, like, you know it's nothing to do with TA, but like, we were calling out certain levels along with a lot of other people, um, for a long time when it comes to Bitcoin's price. Like, we were calling from a range of DCAing back into with one of our bags from 25, basically to where we were just at. If you're ever up, especially more than 5%. I have this thing where it's like 3% or more, start considering laddering out, just like you were DCing into. But like, guys, you are up today still, even at this moment, 5%. If you DCA'd at these zones right here, like over the previous couple of days, right? Like, consider taking profits, because this could literally be just one of those moments where it's a rally and then we still kind of bleed off. Like, there's only so much liquidity, there's only so much people here protecting the price. um don't be a sucker, like, not financial advice, but just don't be a sucker, right, guys? Like, take profits while profits are there, because if not, then you only have yourself to blame. Like, sure, be the long haul. I DCA'd for my long haul, cool, this is awesome for me, but if I was to be in a trade, I'd at least consider it. So just something to think about. Bees, what's going on? Testing,
Oh my
testing.
gosh, so much, so much. I'm so excited about the racks finally coming to Stargaze. Holy cow. I feel like it's been forever
It
that we've been
has
just
been forever. I'm
waiting.
super excited about that as well. Super excited about that.
Did
What
you
did you
do the
think about?
migration yet?
Yeah, actually, let me ask you a couple of questions before we get into that because I did
Okay.
want to kind of like finish on the more positive side of things.
Okay.
And Raccoon is, in my opinion, coming to Stargaze is like one of the more positive things that I want to end on. Um, can I get your opinion real quick before we move on from the Bitcoin ETF news? What did you think about that?
About the Bitcoin ETF news,
Hmm.
I don't concern myself with that. I
Really?
don't concern myself with that. No.
Are you not
I
into Bitcoin?
concern
Do you wait? Maybe a little personal question. You don't have to answer. Is Bees not into Bitcoin? Is she just into NFTs and some altcoins?
Yeah, to be
Really? No,
honest,
I
I
get it.
feel
I get it.
I
Right? Like,
feel
hey,
like the chance to essentially be profitable with Bitcoin has already passed.
yeah, it's very hard.
So,
That's true. You're
yes,
very much right. It
therefore, I feel like you have more chance of being profitable with these altcoins and these other ecosystems that you can roll those, profits into Bitcoin. And I feel like that's more realistic for someone like me.
that is that's such. You know what? That is such a great talking point, and like, I feel like I could have a space or a live stream just on that mindset for like on that topic for like hours. I really could because you're absolutely right. Like if you're gonna like think about it, right? Like you think got to think about it right now. Even if Bitcoin doubles, you know how much money needs to come in for Bitcoin to double? Like its market cap is huge, right? Like if you're
Like
trying to make
trillions, right?
wealth, it's not going to be on Bitcoin. And I absolutely agree with Bees on that. It's you do Bitcoin speculatively on kind of like a hedge against inflation, like whatever. I just kind of I don't I feel weird about even saying that, but it's like a store of value is like really now what the narrative has turned into for Bitcoin. You don't do it if you're going to try to get rich. If you're in crypto and you're trying to get rich, you need to go into like small micro cap
Yeah,
altcoins and stuff
no.
like that. So
You know how
good
you were
point.
saying that you were buying silver, right?
Hmm.
I feel like that's like Bitcoin. Like
Yeah,
if
that's not,
you buy
I'm
little
glad
bits
you
of
realize that
satoshis and
it's
little
not for
bits
me
of,
to make money.
yeah, it's just for you to have as a safekeeping or whatever. I feel you
Yeah.
make money with the other stuff that's going on in the space.
Yep. Somebody actually, and forgive me, I told them during the next live stream that I would talk about like my gold, my silver, and like where my mind's at with all this stuff. But then, of course, these cool things happen. And it kind of like throws a wrench into things. So, I promise, guys. I know I said I was going to make it during the next video. I guess we are kind of talking about it right now. But yeah, absolutely, like me getting into more silver and precious metals and stuff like that. It's not a money making position that I'm trying to get into. It's more of a protect my value over a long period of time by diversifying into other assets. That's all, and like that's all precious metals really are, unless you get into some like crazy stuff like I don't know. Silver, I guess, had a good moment like 2 years ago, even less than that, and it could see some like maybe a double or a triple X,
But
but it's
isn't
not going
like,
to be life changing.
I don't know. I feel like if you're going to be trying to get into those life-changing gains, wouldn't it be wise to be investing in like the mines that are getting the palladium and the copper and the gold, that have
Mhm.
exchanges? Like,
Mhm. No, so again, we'll just touch on this real quick. That's why I always preach about PAAS. I could be wrong about that. This is not financial advice, but like if I want to make money on because you're absolutely on like on precious metals and stuff like that, I'm not going to invest in the metal itself. I'm going to be investing into the companies, the people, the innovation, the applications and stuff like that that are going to like that have like a direct and indirect correlation to that precious metal. And PAS, again, I'm just not financial advice, guys, right? Semiconductors are going to be a thing, or they are a thing, I guess you could say. But like silver it's one of the most conductive metal. It is the most conductive metal, right? Like it's used and bought and sought after by industry more than retail and stuff like that, right? Like it's even amongst jury, like it is actually used in like almost everything. And so like I want to invest in a company that has that potential. Let me actually show you guys something real quick.
can I ask you? Oh,
Sure.
um,
Go ahead.
since you do the stocks and stuff, I have been following this company for maybe like 7 years.
Hmm.
And I found it very interesting. Like, I'm not like a major stakeholder or anything in the stock. I just have been kind of like, I was just kind of checking it out. And it's called WRN. And I have been looking. It's called the Western Copper. It's a Western Copper casino mine in the
Mm,
Yukon, in the Yukon, Canada, in Canada,
yeah.
over there. So like I was checking it out and stuff, and then they found like these giant deposits of like of silver and copper and stuff, and I just
Uh-huh.
found it extremely interesting concept
You're gonna
of
have to
getting
be.
involved.
I would love to cover that kind of stuff. I would send me so I don't forget. Send me a
No,
DM with
just
the
write
ticker.
it down real quick, or I'll forget because I am
Yeah.
smoking a
Well,
joint right
actually,
now.
you know what? Yeah, I'm on it right now. Hold on one second. Let me just. What was it? What was the ticker?
WRN,
Western Copper and Gold Corp. There we
Copper
go.
and Gold Corporation. That one, yeah.
Boom. Put it down. I put it down.
Good, good,
But yeah,
good.
so like I'm gonna definitely. I love that kind of stuff. But like let me go back real quickly. Again, this is not me telling you guys financial advice or preaching to you, and I promise you we'll move on from this. But I think it's such an interesting thing, and I promised other people I would touch on it. So, Pan American Civil Corporation, right? This is their chart right here on the weekly time frame. Now, I know it looks crazy, but it's sitting at 16.682. Recently, it was bottoming out right around $13, $14, right? And that's my first DCA zone. You guys know I split things into four: one, two, three, four, right? Um, and so, like, nothing crazy, nothing crazy at all. But even if it goes back from where it's at right now to previous all-time highs, which it's done in 2008, 2011, and recently, which so it shows me that it actually has price history and like a habit of doing so. Even if it was to go back up here, like it can net me. Shooty shoot. Let me bring this down together. It can net me 137% gains to the upside just on the like just talking about percentages on the chart, right? Like look, let's just from there, previous highs, 146%. And that's like my trade fi kind of degen way of trying to make more money or trying to make more value with precious metals in the stock markets and stuff like that. And like WRN sounds very appealing to me too now, but it's not silver. And so like when people saw my post, I just want to I'll make this point and then move on. It wasn't about like trying to build more value. It's about protecting my value more than anything else. But yeah, I fucking 100%. I love the conversation. That we should definitely do that. Let me just take a peek at this. Ooh, look at this WRN. So this
Yeah, are you
looks.
doing it all time? Are you from, is that all time?
Yeah, well, yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is on the weekly, so I can see pretty much the life of the chart here. It might have a longer chart somewhere else, but this is the life of the chart. So this is shoot, go up, you stupid thing. Why are you not going up? Oh, wait.
I always wanted to bring it up to you because I've been following it for so long, and it's like one of the only things in the stock markets that I follow.
Well, did
That
you already
one
invest in
and
this?
penny stocks, like years ago, and then I like I already took it out, or because I
Oh,
was
well, I was gonna say
just
if you did
messing
it years
around.
ago, good for you, right? Because so
Yeah,
this
oh,
is
I did. I made out when I did make out on it when I first started following it.
mhm,
It was like I don't know, it felt like it was like 78 cents or some shit like that. It was super cheap. I don't know, it was
yeah.
ridiculously cheap.
Well,
And then I got some and then it like skyrocketed. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." I was just playing around with E-Trade, because I didn't know what the fuck I'm
mhm.
doing. And I just traded out of it, but then I always kept track of it. And then, like, I
Yeah.
have a little bit, like, so very tiny, not even worth fucking mentioning. Excuse my
Well,
language.
if you
But
look at it here, right, like this is it. And again, guys, I know I get really interested. This is where I come from before crypto and stuff like that. Like it's really easy. Charting is super simple. I need to dig into the fundamentals of this and like see their company and all this other stuff. See their
oh yeah,
papers.
they have all kinds of information out there, so you'll
Yeah, I'm
find
gonna
it
definitely
very
look into
easy.
it. But the chart is interesting because right now you could just draw an easy line of past price action, right? You can kind of see resistance, a lot of resistance in the past. Just currently support at 102, or I'm sorry, $1 basically. Um, and now it's trending on the higher end of this. Like if you got in on the lower end of this, like you were saying, like I would have just probably kept that from my free and clear bag indefinitely. It's shown a lot of price action in the past of its chart underneath that zone. Now, what I would suspect this do is it's going to come back and retest to see if that holds up as support. Hopefully, it does, and then it can hopefully start making those higher lows of those price movements to support the price action going forward. It's a very this is a very interesting chart, but
Is it
that's
very
what I
like
would
a choppy?
suspect.
I don't know anything about charts, but is it like When you look at this chart, what does it look like? What does it tell you? Like,
It
I don't
looks like
know.
it's trying to get past the worst of it. That's what it looks like. It's trying to get past the worst. But the problem is just like anything else, like previous resistance needs to get tested as support. And this is a long time level of resistance here. This $1 range. It's going to come back, and you can see it's kind of done that in the past. It's going to come back and somewhat test that. It doesn't necessarily have to do it exactly. It could stay on this band here of an average, right? Forgive me, I think this is the 50 and the 200 that I have here. I don't know if that, I think it's the 50 or 200 coming together here. So this is kind of like a really, really key level that it needs to hold up on. But if this goes through the bands, it's going to come back down to that range and test it. And so, like, I would be, for me personally, if I look into this and I dig it, maybe I do. It's kind of like it's the reverse of breakout trading. You support trade, right? So maybe I take a small DCA here, like I was doing with PAS, and then I just look at obvious levels of resistance and support in the past, right? On averages here, support, a little bit of resistance, a little bit of support, a little bit of average support. It did wick through there quite a bit, but then, like, then you go, that's your one, that's your two, your third would be obviously down here, and then your fourth zone would be previous all-time lows, and then you split those up into fours. That's how you DCA and make money into these kind of things. Like, price action is going to get supported because people have liquidity into that, so they're going to reinforce their positions. But I don't know, this chart doesn't look all too bad. I just got to look at fundamentals. This is super interesting, super interesting.
Cool,
I
cool,
like it.
cool. Let me know what you find in the future, my friend.
Yeah, definitely will. Definitely will. But PAAS, my friends, it was up, like, again, today, on today's price action. Let me make this a little bit better for you guys. On today's price action, this is why I say 3% for traditional markets, right? It was up like 6.5 or something like that. Like, you gotta take profits. You got to, especially in TradeFi. Or anything. You gotta be taking profits. Look at that price action. It's beautiful. It's freaking beautiful. But again, if this goes up to all-time highs again, man, and it's been proven to do that. Anyway, let's move on from that, because we got a lot of stuff still to talk about, other than the ETF, which I think the ETF is bullish because that opens the door. And the reason why, like, I do stack Bitcoin, right? I do stack quite a bit whenever I can, but I'm nowadays. I definitely do practice what you were saying. I make money in crypto, and then I bring it back into Bitcoin with my profits, and then I kind of go out there and go fishing again, and hopefully I can bring back more Bitcoin to protect myself. And that's just like, and I split them up and stuff. What's up, Joe? Um, that looks like a double bottom that was thrown off a tilt. Yeah, look at you being a trader, um, or a trader, a chartist. What was I saying here? So one of the things that I really like is that it opens the door for more capital to be able to flow in. Once an ETF for Bitcoin comes in, then an ETF for Ethereum will probably come in. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There's a little nuances, and it's different than Ethereum, than Bitcoin, but the possibilities are there. And so that's what I'm most bullish about when it comes to the ETF. It's not necessarily like, oh, I'm all like just a Bitcoin maxi and stuff like that. It opens up a lot of doors, and it opens up a lot of possibilities, because if America does it, everybody else, which, like, as crazy as it sounds, there's Canada and a lot of other already have a spot Bitcoin, I think, on their exchanges. And so, like, we're actually playing catch up with this one. But if America does it, that's going to really lead the way for a lot of other things. Um, Joe says, nice. I had an 8% swing trade today with ETH, got out to nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
I
talking
so
about. But
I
let's
didn't
move
I
on.
think that's so awesome that Joe trades. Like, I didn't know that he traded back. I don't know if this is something new that he started, but I just absolutely love that he's doing that now, because it encourages me and makes me feel like maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I'm more like a DCA or
Hey,
fundamentalist.
he says I don't trade, but I can read charts. Hey, my trading activity has really, really slowed down a lot. And so, like, like I said, I DCA routinely, and then if I see an opportunity, because I always like to keep some of my acquisitions liquid in order to take profits, because you can't take profits if you just stake stuff, right? Or if, like, whatever. So, like, I always, like, I kind of DCA into things, and then when the opportunity is there, you can call me a trader, but my trades are like monthly, even more sometimes trades, and so it takes me a while to do so. But good for you, Joe. I would be content making 12 to 15 trades a year in crypto because the moves are so big you don't need. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. Um, that's awesome, Joe. I can't wait. By the way, to jump into the spaces tonight. Jump into spaces tonight.
I have a
Uh,
question. When is
sure.
everybody planning to start arriving to
Well, I'm already here, so.
Ah,
But I heard some people like are thinking Tuesday, uh, that of the week of, like coming on Tuesday or whatnot. I know Joe might be there a little bit early. I think he said it.
Joe,
He's
when
like
are
the
you
biggest
planning
New
to be
York redneck I've ever met.
there?
But I think as we get closer and more people are buying their tickets, like that stuff will start ironing out a little bit more. Um, but yeah, that should be we should kind of like start getting that out there. I'm arriving Wednesday night, leaving Wednesday. Okay, leaving Monday. There you go. Shroot must have said he was going to come on Tuesday or something like that. Somebody said on Tuesday. I can't remember. What was I talking about? Let's move on. Did you see the next topic I wanted to talk to you guys about was X finally getting the approval, because you got to actually like as a platform to facilitate crypto trades and or like payments and stuff like that, anything with crypto, you actually have to get approval um, by the powers that be. And did you guys see that X or Twitter just got that? No.
Yes, I did, and I think that's awesome. It's a little scary, but it's kind of awesome because I feel like, Elon's playing this 4D chess and has already had all this stuff figured out way ahead of time.
Multiple decade chess. You guys know, like it's that's crazy to me because like, well, obviously I would expect Doge to kind of like take the lead in like, actually let's take a look at the charts right now. Let's take a look at the charts right now. What did Doge pump stupid because of that as well? Where's Doge? I had it on here before. Oh my gosh, Dogecoin. Um, Where's that dog? Where's that dog? Can I pet that dog? There you go. Dogecoin up 5.35%. No, so I didn't do. Look at this. Did you guys just see that? This is how much, like, it blows my mind. Did you guys just see that? On TradingView, excuse me. Just by clicking the Doge chart, let me make sure this is going to pop up. Do you guys see what just popped up?
Okay, so there was a dog there,
There
right?
was a dog. You weren't tripping. You weren't
Okay.
tripping.
It's like I'm just playing.
But it pops up. Like, that's how popular Doge is. It's insane to me. Like, Bitcoin, with the market cap that it has and being the grandfather of all crypto, doesn't have a Bitcoin just fall out when you click on TradingView. But TradingView has a dog, a Doge dog, pop out and do a little dance when you bring up the chart. You cannot tell me like this. I don't know. I don't know. I I think it's really go back to the topic. I think it's really really cool. I think the more interesting thing about X, like messing around with crypto, is the fact that you guys know that PayPal and was originally named X, right? Like when he was doing all of that, that's what it was supposed to be. X was supposed to be PayPal and vice versa. And now that Twitter is what it is, and he's acquired Twitter and he's changed it to X, like this man has been playing decade long 4D chess more than anybody
But
else.
isn't it okay? So he created PayPal. He did that whole thing and got and then sold it. But it's kind of interesting that as soon as PayPal comes out with their little stable coin currency, he comes out with he's going to be doing payments of crypto and
Yeah,
and transferring of funds.
4D chess, 4D chess, but like, yeah, it's insane. Joe's asking me to pick up. Yeah, here we go. Doge or dot. I'm sorry. He says, bring up the polka dot chart. It's clearly at historical support levels, but knowing that tons of tokens are about to unlock, do you think it's crazy to short the shit out of it? No, I don't think it's crazy at all. I think that would be the smartest thing to do. I've said it for a long time. I know we have friends and stuff like that, but like, I just don't see I don't see the narrative of what's going to bring the price appreciation for dot back to anywhere close to previous highs. Hell, to be honest with you, even looking backwards, right? Like you can say on average here, like, do you see it going back to $8 anytime soon? Off what? And if that's the case, like, okay, maybe you are bullish. This is the next zone, right, of support. Boom. The next one up would be 13. Can it break 1381? You know how much liquidity would have to come in to do that? It's definitely not going back to all-time highs. Like, I don't know, man. I would short the shit out of it and just make sure that you're getting in and getting out as quickly as possible. It's it's tested one, two, three times this zone that I've had it on my chart for forever of $4.23. I mean, I think it might do another smaller bounce because it's the same thing. It's like anything, right? When you're looking at charting, let me show you guys something. When you have a ball, like throw a ball out there, the ball will come down, it'll bounce pretty good, it'll come down, it'll get cut in half because the momentum's slowing, it'll get cut maybe in half if it holds up again, and it's going to come back down and cut through, and then it's going to find a new momentum to bounce off of, and it might be one of these other zones before where people have protected the price, but that it's just trending downwards. I don't see it stopping. So, not financial advice, but I think shorting it would be probably pretty smart with tight stop losses. Just say. Yep. Especially the ones over 1 billion market cap. Yep. There is no catalyst for a lot of altcoins that did really close. Yeah. Yeah. Um, but anyway, so if you zoom out, if it breaks the
He
mid
should come up
$4
here.
range,
He should come up and chill with us. Send him a restream.
Joe's got his princesses all over him probably. That man's being super dad. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think if you zoom out, if it breaks the mid $4 range, let me see what you're talking about.
Oh, he just said he's free.
Oh, go yeah, here.
He's
Hold on.
got something to say. Come, Joe, join us. I'd love
Always.
to hear this.
I wish I could pick like regulars. What's the Shoots here? I would love to get Shoot up here too. I wish I could pick like trusted speakers. You know, like on Discord we can give them like a speaker role. Anytime I go live on this restream, I wish it would just send out like, hey, you guys here are always welcome to kind of like interrupt my stream and come up in here. Because I would just hand out like instead of always having to send these freaking messages. Let me do it. Let me do it on actually for Joe and Shoot. Let me actually just put it in the Telegram group. Here you go. I'm putting it in the Telegram group. Because they my special friends on the team. They're on the team. There we go. This 10K per month analysis right here. This is a 10K a month analysis. Oh, should we get into that? I don't know if we need to get into that today. But yeah.
How much time do you have? I mean,
my wife is back home in Tennessee, and so
okay.
and my kids are playing right now, so it's whatever. I can be here for.
He's like, kids are playing, dad's playing.
I went to go see the new Ninja Turtle movie, which was all right, but like I'm a sucker for the old school stuff. But it was a pretty cool movie. We got that hurricane coming up here pretty soon, sometime tonight, tomorrow morning. So that'll be interesting. I think it's gonna miss us. So
Did you board up your house already, or do you have like?
nah, it's gonna hit like the big curve or like whatever they call it in Florida. And that's really like not that it's like I'm not trying to say that good. It's like the most ideal place for it to go because it's very rural and there's not a lot of people compared to like how it usually turns into Tampa or like straight up into like Pensacola, Destin, and stuff like that. I think we're just gonna barely miss it. We'll probably get like high winds or something like that, but we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get much. So and I didn't board up anything. Matter of fact, people were out there on the beach just a little while ago, but we'll see how that goes. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? Griffiths. So yeah, so we're looking at stuff. We're talking about Bitcoin ETF. We got Joe in the house. We talked about X taking payments or facilitating crypto. We got Joe. What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not much, man. Not much. What
Sorry
do
to
you think?
derail your charting. I always find it fascinating. Before I even knew you, I used to watch your stream when it was like 10 a.m. because I had a break at work.
Oh,
And
really?
I did learn charting, but I only, traded a little bit and it wasn't very good. So
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I know charting and stuff like that, but I've said it so many times. I'm not a chartist. I'm not a TA person. In fact, I don't even put that much weight. I mean, into TA, I think it's. I'll just go ahead and say it since I've already just freaking hit it. Like, it's a delayed response of what's happening out there fundamentally. So I like to
Yeah,
consider myself more of a fundamentalist than I am a technical analysis, but I do understand it. Just so I can get into better positions on whatever
it
I'm interested
definitely
in.
helps with entries, right?
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a hard time exiting, so I'm like, I'll just DCA the stuff that I like and then gamble with the other stuff, and
yep,
hopefully my portfolio is less gambling than it is sensible DCAing, which is kind of is. So I was justifying to my friend who is a trader today. I said, I think it's okay to have 20% of your portfolio just straight up moonshots where like 9 out of 10 times it's going to go to zero, but you just need one. Right? You need
yeah.
one Solana, one Matic, one Avalanche, one Luna, one ADA, and you feel like a genius, I'm sure.
So what did you think? I don't know if you when you came in. Oh, well, you came in a little earlier. What did you think about the Bitcoin ETF? Any kind of like
I just think
any?
it's not a surprise.
Yeah,
I think like these things they'll get put out like breadcrumbs until like BlackRock, Fidelity, whoever can actually offer a product.
hmm,
And I know that they've been working on products for years. There was that period where I heard from friends in traditional finance that they did stop um, planning out, or doing research for crypto products for their high end customers because the regulatory landscape just was horrible, and it looked like the United States was going to shut it out completely. But they just buy their time. I guess it takes a long time for these big institutions to pivot. There's a lot of people they have to convince that crypto's legitimate, and I don't know. I mean, I'm 60% in Bitcoin. I 20% ETH. The other 20%, like I said, is straight up gambling.
hmm.
But I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to have Bitcoin in my IRA or Bitcoin in my 401k at some point. So
There's already there isn't there already crypto IRAs? It's like the one commercial I can't get away from anytime I'm on YouTube. It's like crypto
I don't
IRA. I
think I
forget
can
what it's
get it.
called.
I don't think I can get it in New York.
Yeah, but New Yorkers, you bands and you New Yorkers can't get anything.
We have Gemini, Coinbase, Avalanche. I don't know if Polygon's based here, but we don't have crypto. It's pretty
Hey, I'm
wild.
telling you what, you guys come down to Nashville. It's a really nice state. You guys, teachers are treated very nicely. There's good school systems, bands. There's something that we need to talk about. Nashville is
I
a
don't need
nice
to be a
place.
I don't need to be a teacher. I'm a trader now. I watched
There you
that half hour of your show.
I found my
He's
calling.
like,
I
I
don't need to
know
do that
everything.
shit.
I know all there
I'm,
is to know.
I'm gonna short dot to 250 and then just put my feet up with a frozen drink and I'll be good.
That you know what? Actually, that's so dot.
I don't know where I could short these things though. I don't think I could short any of this stuff because all the crypto stuff's geo blocked. Um,
Yeah, that is an interesting conversation for people that, especially not just states, but like United States and stuff like that. Like, where the
I
hell do
mean,
you do
it would have probably saved me money not being able to short,
that? Yeah.
but I would love to have been shorting Adam from $9 and
Can Lavana short?
I'm
Uh,
geo.
Oh my
I'm done.
gosh, the fact that they launched their perpetual swap, right? Or is it
what?
options? Didn't they
What?
launch it already?
Oh, I thought you said they lost it. I was like, what?
Launched. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was about to say, God damn, today's
And
all
it's what?
about news. Shit. But
No, they
yeah, they
launched it,
did.
right?
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Did you
I
guys
haven't
use it?
really jumped in and like seen what they have available when it comes to those swaps, but like I could have swore that's what Osmosis and everybody else is making a big hoot about is like, oh, Lavana everywhere. Which I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to like, hey, Lavana, I'm not trying to come at you guys, but like, wasn't that like the big thing now? It's us every week we have something new, like, oh, it's gonna be game changing. I don't
Is
know.
this space recorded?
Yeah, it's out there on YouTube and on, well, I don't know how it does it. I think it is. Yeah,
I
it
won't.
is
I won't
recorded.
say. I won't comment on the current
Damn you,
the current situation on that platform.
Which platform
Osmosis
are
or
we talking
Lavana.
about?
Well,
You're not
yes,
going to even comment on either.
I have a wild theory about that.
Well, it's not fair, Joe. That's not fair. Damn it! Everybody, get off right now.
I
We got to
mean,
have.
No,
I
wait,
mean,
hold on. It's
I wouldn't be surprised if some insiders, maybe not osmosis insiders, but those in the know are just shorting Atom. And this if this loan gets liquidated, it'll be good for them, right? With the concentrated liquidity, can't the swings be really wild once it gets outside that um,
Yeah,
that price?
yeah. And I mean,
So
liquidity is meant to come down.
they
Oh
still have
fuck!
good
No, wait,
liquidity, but I mean,
you fucking Joe. Now you put this thought process in my head,
I'm
and
not,
that's all
forget
I'm
it
gonna
because
do.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't use Levana, so I don't know. I can't use Mars. I can't use Neutron, and I don't try to, but it just seems like someone has to be smarter than that to just
no.
leave that.
Well, yeah, you would think, but there's a lot of dumbass people around. But
I mean,
it might not be a coincidence,
are
like
they
you're
just doing
saying.
it for like some kind of tax benefit? I don't know.
Could be. That could actually be it as well. It's just now, damn it. Now I'm going to think about it. I asked for it, and now I'm going to think about that all night long.
I would like to know
Um,
someone who's smart, lay out all the possibilities, and like obviously the most likely possibility is the person's just reckless,
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like I was going to
which
say,
is
yeah,
fine. It's crypto, but I think we're in a sad position in Cosmos. It's very sad ecosystem wide, where we're worried about a $1 million position.
well,
This multi-billion dollar ecosystem.
it's because everything in Cosmos is paired to
Yeah.
or basically tied to osmosis liquidity, and Atom. You know, to be fair, but like think about it.
You
All
guys,
the other platforms of most of them are tapped into osmosis. Umi. Um, I don't
Well,
know if Sam is. Sam isn't, right? It's
a
like
lot
Sam.
of people complain that there's so many dexes in Cosmos. I just replied to a tweet about that, but I always thought more dexes was good because I always thought they have a half life, a very short half life. So, like maybe in a few months, DYDX comes and takes some of the risk out of the whole ecosystem, not the risk off of osmosis, and maybe I'm overestimating the risk, but it seems like a lot of people are very worried about that measly $1 million loan.
I was at first when I first read it. It was late at night. I mean, I sent you that message, and you're like, laugh out loud, and I was like, well, fucking, I don't know
Because
why.
I mean I don't know what that would look like. It's probably not the same as just dumping $1 million, doing $1 million swap, but there's no one to buy that. Like
Yeah,
if the
yeah,
price
yeah.
goes down 1%, no one's going to buy that dip. No one's buying dips. That's why altcoins are doing horrendous compared to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So
Shrewd, I swear, Shrewd, I'm gonna get you up here at some point. I know you hate jumping on these days, but like I'm gonna get you up here. But you're absolutely right. So he automatically saves 35 to
oh,
40% in the U.S. That it could be. It's the same in real estate, and it's so funny you're talking about HELOC. We're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be taking out a
yeah.
HELOC ourselves. Anyway, uh, let's get back on topic. Osmosis is I could go on about that forever. Joe said you did a ETH trade. Did you get to keep some of that ETH free and clear, or
Well,
did you sell all
I
for
was on
profits?
vacation with no cell reception, and I walked into cell reception. I got a bunch of alerts from CoinGecko. Oh, Bitcoin's down 5.5%. So I tried to get onto Coinbase, couldn't get on because of the cell reception.
Yeah,
But I was able, I keep some stable coins on Osmosis. I was able to swap it for wrapped ETH. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather have the ETH. It'll probably
dude,
move more than Bitcoin, and I haven't bought ETH in a while. So I bought the ETH. I don't remember the price, but I ended up selling it today. It was like an 8% swing for doing nothing.
look at this.
So
Yeah, look at that, dude. So I want to point out this is our first buy zone of our first of four. This is dotted line. 99 boo, we stick your heads in doo doo. You could be up massively if you DCA'd using the 4x4 DCA strategy a little bit before, a little bit right at it, a little bit right underneath it, a little bit again. Bada bing, bada boom.
the
Take
next level's
profits.
pretty low, right?
Fucking winner. Yeah, next level. The
Like
next level
11,
is definitely.
1180 or something. What is it?
Yeah,
Oh, it's a
no, it's
thousand.
it's it's like
Jeez.
literally 1,000. Look at this. It goes there, 1,000, 850, 512. But you know, you got to be patient. And here you can just keep playing this for now.
I
But
think it's
yeah,
worth having little limit orders on every platform
hell yeah.
because you sometimes you get those weird candles on one platform that don't happen on other
Dude,
platforms. Like
Kraken used to be
Kraken, yeah.
notorious.
Oh my god. Like, yeah.
Kraken was notorious for. I used to have I might actually still have. I haven't checked Kraken in forever. I definitely always have some weird limit orders up, regardless of how big they are on Coinbase.
Yeah.
But I used to. I might still have one up there.
I have Kraken. I don't like it, but it is.
Kraken used to be
I'm
my favorite, dude. Before
I'm allowed to
before.
use it. In New York, it's banned, but I'm allowed to use it because they said it's okay. Even though I live in New York, if I have a Florida address, they open me up to Kraken. So
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Look at me.
dude,
I got a
you
Florida
can get
address there.
Juno, Secret, Akash. You can get some Cosmos assets to get into the ecosystem from
Oh
Kraken.
yeah, they're all listed. That's right,
Yeah.
dude. I liked Kraken. Like I used that before I found KuCoin, and like I was like, oh KuCoin, and then what happened with KuCoin like left me in tears. And then but Coinbase, like the amount I was trading last year, the amount I was trading before with the fees, it was like I didn't even blink an eye. I was just like, yeah, this is fine, whatever. Like Coinbase. Anyway, let's move on to Atom, guys. We could go on for quite a while when it comes to Atom, but again, I'm calling this out for a long time. These zones here,
Yeah.
people thought it was crazy.
Yep. Yep.
750, 615, 460. Again, if you're just playing these zones here, maybe we would have had an opportunity. But right now, look, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Even with all the bullishness, all the great things happening in crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin pump, like those are obvious things. Like altcoins is still going to be really, really hard. Don't get caught up, not financial advice, but don't get caught up in the FOMO of like, oh, this was it. This was the bottom. I'm going to buy it all for whatever reason. Like, look, Atom has a lot of fundamental issues that it needs to
Yeah.
resolve with its community and its inner circle. And I'm just going to call it,
It's politics, and the
yeah.
politics is a drain. It keeps people away for longer than FUD coming out of like publications would.
Hmm.
And I really honestly believe that all that UST liquidity that vanished is going to take years to come back into
Oh yeah.
specifically Cosmos. Yeah.
It's easy to lose or spend or like drain liquidity or money. It's hard to build or like gather any kind of force in that kind of way. Like,
There's so many alternatives to this ecosystem for
yeah.
people that don't care where they put their money. They just want something new. Cosmos is not new. It's not pretty anymore. It's not sexy. It's going to take a lot. And I mean,
Well, let
if
me
I,
let me let me. I want to like let me make my point. I heard this earlier. It might have been on one of the spaces we were on or whatever. But it was so true. I was like, man, I'm gonna say this all the time. I forget to, and I apologize if it was you that I should credit this to. Step up and is like, hey, thanks, take my shit. But like, I forget who said it, but it wasn't me. But the reason why people came into the cause or like bought atoms, particularly Atom, was back then. That was when like IBC was first getting its feet planted and going to take off, and all these things were happening. But it was because they looked at opportunities in a bull market and it was like, I could buy this token, stake it, and get these yield, this return, whatever you want to call it, right? Like I don't really particularly agree with that
yeah,
term.
staking was new and there were no
Yeah.
ETH layer twos. So there wasn't anything really sexy. NFTs really weren't a thing outside of Ethereum. So,
Ethereum wasn't even on a proof of stake. Like it was working on
right,
that concept, but it was.
right.
But now proof of stake, like just look through the greater cosmos. People aren't going to do like the lockup period it's a hostage situation basically for liquidity. It's not favorable for the person doing it in this market condition at all. Um, you think about like if you were to elevator pitch like Atom to somebody like, oh yeah, you can stake it, you can get 20%. Uh, but the price of the token might go down. Like what is like it's I don't know. I just don't see it. So like for those reasons
Yeah.
and many, many more, like
The other
guys,
thing
even
is
look
the
how we
narrative
came up here
around.
and it got rejected right on 750. Like literally on this look at boom.
There's no real reason to buy it unless you're just very impatient and you just convince yourself that this is the bottom. But if you do that with every Cosmos token, there's so much further to fall,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like,
not. You made that point. You made that point, and on a lot of those other ones, like imagine with Juno, imagine with Osmosis, and all these other people saying this was it. This was a psychological $1 range, whatever it was, and then it
yes,
goes down another eighty
I
percent.
sold some there. I said this is good. People are going to buy. It might get a little bid, but I don't see anyone buying, holding. You know, Juno, when I mean, you have to offset all the selling from the validators and the
The
developers that get
validators aren't
paid in that
holding it.
token.
The devs aren't holding it. the people that are getting grants are not holding it.
I know.
They're cashing out, they're selling it, and they're getting the hell out, or they're swapping it for something that's a lot more stable. And that's very rare for them to even have. So like, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be a perma bear or nothing like that, but like,
That's me.
yeah, it's Joe's job. But like, this is the this is the Atom chart, guys. And even look, daily time frame. Even if we break above 750, even if we just go sideways here and we just stay underneath the water surface of 750 of this dotted zone, we still need to get above this resistance line that's been holding up on average really, really well for a long since February. Since February, it's been holding us down under the water, just drowning people out slowly. Like it, the longer and longer you stay underwater,
Yeah.
the weaker and weaker and the less chance that you actually have on breaking that. Like it could literally do something like this, not exactly, all the way back down to these zones that I'm telling you, 460. And if you, I got so much credit. I'm telling you right now, if you guys
Yeah.
do not think, I don't have a crystal ball, but if, look, let me fucking just be real with you guys. If
I
you
mean,
guys don't think that 80 cents is a little thing that can happen, you're out of your fucking mind.
yeah.
Just a little while ago in 2020, which is not long, we dipped all the way down to these lows of like a dollar, just above a dollar. If you don't think the momentum is going to take us back down there with what's happening out there socially and fundamentally with the hub and the governance issues and the finding the value for Atom token, if you really don't think that it can come down to 80 cents, you're out of your ever fucking mind.
$10 was a major level for, like 980 to 1020 was like a major level for Atom.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing now for people that are surprised that all these tokens are making lower and lower, all-time lows, is because all the founders thought it was cute to not be listed on any centralized exchanges for so long.
Yep.
And maybe that's why that $1 million loan on Osmosis is going to hit hard. If I was Kajira, I would stop everything I'm doing and try to get on 5 centralized exchanges as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Kajira
Secret
has,
Network, like app chains, maybe it's more difficult. But if meme coins can get on centralized exchanges, why can't like budding DeFi ecosystems like Secret, Juno, Kajira, whoever, like get on a centralized exchange? And by the way, you'll onboard way more people.
yeah, oh yeah. Just being on there, just being having exposure on there. You don't need to pay $10,000. I'm like, look, I'm not throwing shade. We can get to this topic though, because we might as well, right? But you guys, get your asses on centralized exchanges. Like, oh my gosh. Um, 80 cents. Yeah, I'm just being real, Dave. Like, and to be honest with you, let me make this clear as well. When I say 80 cents, look, this is not me like buying indefinitely and holding on forever at those zones. That's my DCA strategy to reinforce my position in the hopes of there's a bounce and I lowered my position further enough to protect my
Yeah.
capital and my position overall so that I can exit out when it does bounce. Like, right, it could do something like that. So it could fall here. Like, let's be real. It's just an example. It's not going to be exact, right? From all-time highs to this low right here, that's 86%. From where we are right now to down there, look at that. That's 83. I'm not even down to 80 cents, but let's just say capitulation takes us there. It can realistically happen, right? So I'm going to try to protect my capital here, and hopefully there's a bounce, and I'll just exit out. This is the
Yeah.
ripcord that you pull when you're parachuting out, and that first one doesn't fucking work, and you're like, oh god, I gotta have another one to pull. That's what that 4x4 DC strategy is. So when people are like, my man, 80 cents, it's done for. Of course it is, but I'm not trying to hold on to it at 80 cents. I'm trying to get the fuck out of it at 80 cents.
And do you come in for the same amount of money
No,
each
no,
level?
it doesn't work like that. Yeah. So my 4x4 DCA strategy, actually,
Let's say you have $100.
no, no.
How do you?
Let's say I had 1,000 because I
Yeah.
did it. I did it for everybody right here. Is this it? No, this is it. This is it right here. This is my 4 by. This is it. Let me go to the daily time frame and it'll show you guys exactly how $1,000 is spent. Right. Let me get rid of this shit down
Oh, so
here.
you basically double it.
So yeah, it's always a double. It's a double, always reinforcing your position with more positions all the way down. Matter of fact, I made a video on this on YouTube, kind of showing everybody my DCA strategy and how impactful it can be if you're not passive and you're more dynamic with your moves and stuff like that. You gotta. It's not a lazy man's DCA strategy. It's you have to be consistent with it and be do a little bit more homework than just sitting there every day or every week or every month I'm hitting $50. So like first breakup is I take whatever this was in all, maybe it's like a little over 100 something dollars. 650 is the first buy, $13, 26.54. That way if it bounces here, great, I've DCA down, lowered my position. Then it goes from this, I double up even my first position. 650, right, is now 13 on the next one. And then it goes
Yeah.
double, double, double. You see
So you could
13
do
goes
a
to
lot of
26 down.
damage. You could do a lot of damage with a really small amount of money here.
Yeah,
You know.
you could do a extreme
Yeah.
amount. And like, look, the back here, just as an example, you DCA'd all the way down to here with $1,000. You can't time the bottom. Nobody ever gets it perfect, and if you do, it was luck. But at this point right here, if you follow this, and this was an actual example, I just used it. I didn't do this. This is just me picking a thing here. But if you DCA down to here, you literally caught somewhat of the bottom here, and then was able to come out on top. Like, look at this. Nobody also, little caveat, ever sells
So
the top either, but you could have been up 188%.
so
So
if a dip blows through all four levels and only returns back 50%, you still make money.
I mean, even like think about it this way too, like, right? Even if we make just a bad call, and Juno was like a bad call for a lot of people, right? Like, if you were to be using that kind of strategy, and I'm not the best or whatever. I'm not saying this works all the time. And this is my point to this is, even if it just goes to hell in a handbasket, you would at least have mitigated some of that pain to where it didn't feel as bad in comparison to some others that weren't practicing this, right? Like if it just blows through, if this was Adam and not Juno, and it just blew through all of this, boom, and it came down to here, at least you lowered yourself into this position here instead of here, for no damn good reason. You didn't lose
Yeah.
all of your like, yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Anyway.
This is good. This is good. You could like for a couple $100, you could do some work here and like 3 or 4 different tokens, $100 on each token. You could plan out these limit orders, and then you have to be patient enough to just let them hit, right?
You just let them sit. Let them sit. Like, people are impatient anyway. But yeah. I mean, fuck, that's I don't know, what's the price point for $10,000 a month if I make 4 videos a week? That's a $500 point video right there. Somebody pay me. Anyway, so we're talking about Adam. Did I miss anything else about Adam? God, there's so many things to talk about.
I mean, Adam is just it's in like a gray area now where the potential is big, but there are so many other layer 1 tokens that have big potential, right? So it's more than just the price action. You could interpret the future as very, very negative or very, very bright.
Yeah. Yep.
And the politics, I think, shifts more people to the negative side.
Yeah. Anyway, I could stay on this topic forever for the sake of the show. Let's move on from it. Let's move on from it.
There's opportunity cost.
Yeah. I did want to talk, like, as you guys can see, Juno is 1675. It's up 0.3%. Hurts, right? It hurts.
There you go. That's what it can't go down anymore looks like.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Oh, it's not going to go any lower than this. Oh, there's no way it can go below $1. There's no way it can go below 25 cents. It's going to go below 10 cents.
Yeah. It still has to go through the basement and the subterranean levels. So
yeah,
that's right. I mean, it's got to go through
as long as the validator sets are still spinning their, as long as the validators are minting blocks, there's no bottom to these proof of stake chains without Catalyst or, outside investor or something like that, or killer app.
Very true. Look, I want to say something, and this is going to be, I might actually be cutting my own nose off to spite my face. Although I really haven't done anything just yet, being on the Juno working group. This is going to go against everything else, but I want to say this to my peers that are on there and to everybody else too. Like, I promise I'm not trying to sabotage or be like whatever. I know like what the overall consensus or effort is to stop any kind of spend for Juno or any kind of development or like entertainment of any kind of proposal going forward until we actually have certain parameters set in place or certain structures set in place. I want to tell you guys right now, like, while I understand that, officially, as part of the Juno working group, as limited as I've taken as far as activity goes, because there's just nothing for me to do just yet. I want to really stress to you guys that it's all fine and dandy. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but you could be waiting forever and miss the opportunity to save yourselves and everybody else in the space. Um, you guys are waiting way too fucking long for people to participate with you or say they want to play ball with you. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, I'm literally talking about core one, core two. I'm not trying to come at you guys with a fence or with like an axe or a torch, but it just is the facts. Like, you guys are waiting for everything to come together, and the sunset or that eclipse moment that you've been wanting to watch and view and participate in, or is going to pass you by. The token for the community pool, or for just Juno in general, is going to go down to next to nothing in point of value. And then the value that we have sitting in the community pool that you're so worried about protecting is going to be next to nothing, and you're going to miss the opportunity to do something with it. I think here's some ideas with you guys for you guys. Anybody that's listening, you can critique me about this. Hedge against yourselves. Get onto other people's platforms like Astrovault. I don't care what you think about platform owned liquidity. It's better than anything else you fucking got. Put your liquidity somewhere else so that it can actually start earning instead of burning a hole in your goddamn pocket. Not just Astrovault, because I'm friends with them, admittingly, and it might not work either too, but at least they have a more sustainable roadmap and realistic means to capture value long term for themselves and anybody else that brings stuff to that platform. Think outside the box. And like, the whole sale program with Migaloo, White Whale, and all that stuff,
I thought that was
again,
good.
I thought it was good. I think it was a
Good
really good
enough. It's
opportunity.
good enough.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
it's take maybe not the whole risk, but take a risk. You don't got anything else fucking happening, so you could sit on it and watch it go by, maybe not, or we can start loosening up a little bit, because I mean, fuck, man,
I
we're
I
it's
mean,
going down.
I I have no Juno staked, so I don't. I have a couple NFTs that I'll never be able to sell, and that's about it on Juno. People, for some reason, have just like this weird emotional attachment to Juno compared to the other chains. It doesn't even make sense.
It has
Um,
you know what it is. It's because it has the narrative, and like, regardless of all this other stuff, it has one of, and I'll still stick by this to this day. It has, unless I don't know something, which again could very well be the case. But if you're talking about like a smart contract permissionless option that's out there in the crypto landscape that has no worry whatsoever, as far as I know, about ever being labeled as a security, Juno's it. Juno's it, and that's
what
like,
about
that's valuable in some in a lot of
but what
different
about
ways.
Terra? What about Terra? And who
Did they
cares if you
have
get
did they
labeled
have
a
seed
security?
rounds and like
I, for the
any
second
kind of,
one,
for this,
yeah.
for Terra
I
2.0 or
mean,
whatever the fuck it is?
yeah.
Maybe,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't know. I don't think Juno's that unique anymore. And who cares if you're a security or not? If you have no useful applications on the chain, you're
Right.
not going to be a security, even if you have a seed round. So,
Yeah.
I mean, looking back, maybe we gave Fortis too hard of a time because that was probably the best application that's ever launched on the
Yeah,
chain.
it was
Top
a
top
very
three, top three. I mean,
I I made
like
money on
who?
Fortis, so I don't know. Everybody gets all mad, but like, I actually made money on Fortis.
I
It was
use my Fortis. I use my Fortis profit to start DCAing into Luna. So it was. I took the most amount of risk you could possibly take, and I came up empty. I was dead even because I
Hey, that's
I
better
was
than not though.
LPing. I wasn't even using Fortis. I was LPing on Fortis, and then I was taking the profits to Terra. Fortis was the highest risk, shortest half life protocol ever, and then Luna was at the end. I was buying Luna like $88, something like that.
But
So
were you even, or did you lose though? Because
I was
with
even. I made like $500 and I
that's
lost
impressive.
$500. Yeah,
That's fucking impressive, dude.
but
Well,
I did it with profits. So um, I don't know. But the thing is, I sold my UST at like 96 cents. I was like, oh no no no, this is
yeah,
not. This is not. People were tweeting like buy the dip. I was like, this is over.
yeah. No, I couldn't do it. There was a lot of my mods and stuff like that. I literally remember exactly where it was. I was like, fuck this. It
When
it
you're on vacation?
Yeah, I probably was on vacation because I wasn't at home. Yeah, no, I was. I was in Orlando. I was at the Ritz Carlton in Orlando. That's exactly when it happened. I remember that. Fucking my vacations,
Once I
dude.
saw that it happened on an AMM, I was like, "There's no way this is not going to like 50 cents at least."
Yeah, yeah, dude. When it went, I think I sold mine, and I told everybody else, I was like, I can't stomach this. I cut it for a loss, at like 97, almost 98, and I was like, I was happy about it. Happy about it. Got everything off the platform. What is this? DeFi Llama Bams? What is this? What is this? What are we looking at? Oh,
Raccoon.bet's on DeFi Llama.
let's talk about. Let me actually change the screens here. Thank you, Bans. We were ranting
And
way too
there are
long.
your three chains. Those are your three Cosm chains. It's Wawa, Whale, Juno, and then Terra 2. So you might want to share this. Cosmos people would probably want to see this. It's pretty cool just to see. Feel like you've made it. If you get to CoinGecko or DeFi Llama, you've made it in crypto as a founder. Um, but yeah, that's their treasury. Those are like the brothers in Cosmos. Those are the
Bro,
permissionless Cosm smart contract platforms. And Whale is a good percentage of my portfolio. Let me see.
is it?
I just bought yesterday like a penny. Let me see. Yeah, I, I just shared my portfolio on Instagram yesterday. I I think it's like 2%, but considering 80% of my portfolio is ETH and Bitcoin, that's not nothing because these small market cap tokens can do multiples for nothing. They could just.
Wait. I'm on. Hold on.
I like Migaloo and Whale because they're actually an interoperable protocol. They're not just using IBC to try to pull liquidity from other chains.
Can you wait? Can you, motherfuckers? Hold on. Public sell. Can I not? Wait a minute.
Is that
Bans.
the?
Yeah.
I went to. Hold on. We're gonna take a look at this in a second. I went to Stargaze. Is there none for sale there on Stargaze right now? Or
Oh no, they're not gonna let you
They're
sell
not
like
live.
for I think you need like a couple days before they're gonna let you do that. Hold on, let me
fuckers?
go look on their Twitter page. But yeah, I don't think they're letting people sell them just yet.
Yo, shout
Um,
out to Mole and his like shout outs to them. Not like I've worked with them for obviously for Balance now. Like they're the devs for that and Juno and stuff like that. But like, dude, these guys are.
That rack that looks like the rack from the Back to the Future disappearing photo, all the way on the side.
Yeah.
That's a cool one though. That is a
do
cool
I
one.
have do
I
I
got one.
have my rack on here now? That did it get migrated? Will I see it here?
I migrated
so
my.
wait, did you migrate it? Like, did you
Let's do it
go
now.
through the
Go to
process
go to
Wait, I thought I did.
raccoon.bet
go to
dashboard?
raccoon.supply. You could do it now. You could show the audience. Go to raccoon.supply, but it's going to dox your wallet, kind of.
I don't give a shit about my wallet.
Yeah, go to
Like I'm showing everybody right now all the fucking shit I have in my wallet. Anyway.
raccoon.supply, and then you click NFT.
Okay,
You know,
okay. Hold on. Let me
you,
try to bring this up here. Try to. I don't know why I always go through everybody's. Get out here. See.
I
Ooh,
think
look.
you go to
DeFi
NFT
Llama just
dashboard.
tweeted. Actually, let me just share this in there. So DeFi Llama, is that where you got that from? Let me just share the copy of the link.
Yeah, they so the raccoon had posted, I had shared that the DeFi Llama had put that out. I think that we had it on the Rack FM chat.
Awesome. That is cool, dude. That is awesome. All right. So if I go to raccoon.bet, you're saying let me see.
No, raccoon.supply is like their dashboard. So
Oh,
it
okay. Bullshit.
across the top menu has NFT. You go to dashboard. You It's not showing on the screen. You're
Yeah,
like a
yeah. I'm trying to figure. Hold on one second, because every single time when I
Okay,
share it,
so
right?
I sent the link for where it'll bring you, and then as soon as you get to the dashboard, go to the NFT, and then it's gonna show a spot where it's gonna say migration, and then it'll show your NFTs that you have on secret. You'll get to
Okay.
select
Here
your
we go. Here we go.
NFTs.
Let me show this then. Let me show this. I thought I did this though. I thought I did this.
I think you got to verify it like almost every time.
Yeah, you do have to verify.
All right. Can you guys see that there? All right, go to connect my wallet. Get the fuck out of here with that thing. Boom. I'm on Wi-Fi too, guys, so this might take a second. Bear with
That's
me,
all right.
fuckers. Stargaze. Okay. Boom. And then so I go to an NFT, right?
Dashboard. I think you're
Dashboard.
there. You're there already. She sent you the direct link.
Oh, okay.
Confirm that you own. This will basically check your stash wallet, your secret wallet.
Yeah, and it costs nothing. I know you guys can't see those pop-ups, but it was nothing.
Oh, and then on the right, Stargaze migration, and it takes like 2 seconds. Oh, yeah, that's
look
a
at
cool
look at
one
that black
too.
and white one.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I just hit the. Do I have to enter my Stargaze?
Copy it right there. The green text right there. Just copy it.
Okay. Copy. Enter there. Put it in correctly.
Oh, you don't even have to copy. You can just hit migrate because it'll send it automatically. That option is just to add a different address.
Oh, okay. Let me take that out.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was like, this just says it right here. That's gonna do it. Migrate. You will need to select which. Oh, select this bitch. Okay.
This
Migrate.
bitch.
It's a dirty raccoon. Get over there.
I can't believe Stash allowed like their two biggest collection, two of the three biggest collections to just migrate without a fight.
What do you mean you can't believe it? They literally set up their marketplace where you have to submit your email address now.
They messaged me back and was like, look, we heard the community, and now I just want to let you know you can go back to doing it the old way. We're still gonna move forward with the other option, but I was like, man, you guys shot yourselves in the foot, bro.
Yeah, it's too late. I already had to do it to like sell some NFTs. I sold one of my racks.
All right, I think it did it that fast. Let me.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. Hit confirm. You can go to confirm, and then in your NFTs now you go to the Stargaze, and it should show them in your Stargaze now.
She's
okay,
right.
Okay. You don't even have to leave Raccoon Supply. There you go, man. Stargaze. My NFTs on. Bitches. Look at that. Look how fast that was, guys.
Let's put some low ball limit orders on these raccoons.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking. Wait. When these
Gaines is putting in order bids for 6,970 stars.
Yeah, I already have it. Look at. Hold on. Let me. Gaines is over. This is probably Gaines doing it. You're gonna catch me, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure it's him.
Get out of here, Gaines. Hold on. Let me show you guys. Already, I just migrated it over, and now I have. Put it here. Can you see it? Yeah. Look at this. Highest offer already. 6.97K stars.
That's
wow.
That's 75 bucks. That's what was the floor on Secret? Like 150?
Yeah.
140?
So somebody was telling me, I saw a post, is so them coming in and migrating, they automatically are going to get bumped into one of the highest like tiers as far as collection goes. Probably in the top for the first page. What is it? 10 collections? How far does it go? 12, 20?
Good question. I don't like the homepage of Stargaze, so.
Do you think that they'll migrate? And I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe you guys already know. Do you think they'll migrate the 2-bit collection? You know how they had the racks that were like the 2-bit collection on the Hua Hua chain?
I don't know.
Emporium or something.
They're cool. They should.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I thought they were really cool.
They're really cool, but they're like $40 in volume for the whole chain for NFTs. I was looking at it the other day. It's like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't on a popular chain like Stargaze, which is like the go-to chain.
How is Gaines and everybody doing this? Like, if I go to, because I don't see anything. If I could just go to Raccoon, do I go to Raccoon Minter? Created by
the name Raccoon in pink, yeah, right there.
Yeah, but then now it came up. Before I was like, it wasn't showing up.
Yeah, I guess you can make offers, but no one can accept the offers until trading is greenlit.
Look at Reese. Look at Reese did it. I see you, Reese. Look at all these Reese ones.
Reese bought. I think Reese bought mine off Stash the other day. I don't see my guy.
Mine's is right there actually, with the can in her mouth. And the jail clothes. She's a jail clothes on.
Wait, what do you mean jail clothes? What's
The jail hat and like jail jumper and a can in her mouth. Scroll down a little bit more.
oh man, these fucking raccoons! I swear. I like all of these to be honest with you, but I'm just such a sucker for like black and white. Like
Oh,
I
there it
like
is,
that.
all the way at the end.
Where? There's a delay, so I'm not seeing shit. Wait,
Let me see where mine is at
Oh, there it
here.
is. It's like, yeah, there it is.
this one, yeah.
That's one, and then I have another one on there, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
I can
showing.
see. Well, just can I? No, I don't. I'm not gonna dox you.
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It says
No.
my name on the wallet.
Mine's right
So
there.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
my
Mine
name is right on the wallet.
mine's right there in the middle row, third from the left, rank 46.
Oh, this one right here. Let's.
Yeah,
We're not gonna look at
I like that.
Joe's.
If you look really close, it looks like a raised oil painting. It's awesome.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
really
it's cool.
nice.
So
Very nice.
I'm gonna call it right now, guys. I think the raccoons are gonna be the next top tier sought after thing in friggin'
Maybe,
Stargaze. I think
maybe.
so. I'm ready to buy a couple more.
I would pick up another at the right price, but I did sell mine. I think for like 140
Yeah,
on stash. And then I mean, you never want to part with an NFT because you can't always buy the same one back. But
yeah,
that's the money that I use to do my ETH swing trade. So it's like, you know, sometimes you have to like loosen up some money and part with things you don't want to.
yeah, for
I
sure,
hope
for
the
sure.
ranking stays 46. That's pretty wild.
Oh my gosh, so
Mine's. I
you're
think my
rank
ranking sucks.
46?
Rank 46.
Oh, I gotta go see what my rank is. I don't even know what mines are.
Mine
that's
probably
that's
sucks.
not bad for a big collection, right? How many are in this collection? 600, 666. I can't remember.
Oh, of course, I got 318. It's not horrible, I guess. Uh, God, I'm looking at all these other items. Anyway, let's
What
move
are
on,
those
guys.
things? Rage
What
quit.
these rage quit?
Yeah, what is that?
That was Don's friends. I got that because of Don, like on his stream. It was like one of Don's buddies or whatever. I kind of like the anime-ish art.
What was your rank again? Tank?
46.
Mine 300 something. I don't have a good rank, honestly.
So I got a 104 and 546. So bah.
You're kind
I
of right
mean,
in the middle with me. On average, you like 300s.
they all look good. I mean, you got to like the one you have, and that's it. With that kind of art,
I went with this one because I'm old and gray, and
I
this one
get
just
that.
like talked to me.
I think I aged like
Is it because
5
those are
years
the
in the
only
last two
colors you
weeks.
could see? Or
That too. Why do you have to bring that up?
I always forget that. That's funny. That's funny.
Super ass colorblind. Um, guys, let's move on real quickly because we've been kind of ranting for a little while now. Super big shout outs to Raccoon, Mole, and everybody else. The Rack FM guys as well. If you guys don't know, they're also sponsors to NFT Nashville. I do want to end on NFT Nashville because we actually have a space later on today.
Yep.
That go ahead.
I'm actually going to jump off because I do have to do a couple things before that, but it's in about 2 hours on Twitter. If you're gonna, I don't know if you're gonna plan on joining, but let me jump
I'm
off
definitely
and
there.
so I'm ready for that. But as usual, thanks for having me. Nice talk to bands as usual. But
Of course, man. Of
I'll see you
course.
guys in person soon at NFT Nashville.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
why?
But I did want to show you guys the tickets. Tickets are available. This is, let me go there and kind of show it to you
Hey, I gotta
guys.
head on out too because I gotta go to a meeting
Yep,
that I'm already late to. I forgot about.
right on. I appreciate you stopping by, Bands. I'll talk
Thanks
to
for
you again
having
soon.
me.
Of
Bye,
course.
guys.
But real quickly, guys, I just want to share with you guys the tickets are available. Let me kind of share with you guys really fast. It's for anybody that's watching later. It's going to be in the comments as well. There's the link. The tickets are available via OmniFlix. OmniFlix was kind enough to help us out tremendously with getting this going. You can purchase it using USD and Atom. There's a limited number of tickets that are available. So if you guys have ever wanted to come meet some of these personalities, projects, teams, or you guys just love NFTs and Stargaze or OmniFlix in the Cosmos ecosystem, and you live in the United States and you've always wanted to do so, uh, I highly suggest that you guys at least consider it. It's $80 a ticket. Um, yeah. With that being said, guys, I am going to be taking off as well. I have just a couple hours before getting on another call with everybody else about NFT Nashville, and so I'm looking forward to that. I really do appreciate your guys' time listening to me rant along with our friends, Bands and Joe. Do me a favor, like the channel, share it, subscribe. It costs you nothing to do so. Maybe one day, us content creators that are lower down in the totem pole will actually receive some kind of funding as well. But until then, happy for everybody else. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Pew, pew, pew. You guys have a good one.